and welcome to Best Brains Incorporated.
Welcome to Best Brains, home of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
In Eden Prairie, Minnesota.
And thank you.
And thank you.
Mystery Science Theater 3000, the acclaimed cult hit.
Well, you've got Ross and Chandler, who are roommates, and you've got the pretty girlfriend neighbor, who, I'm sorry, that's friends.
Here, let me help you. There's a guy and his robot pals.
It's a puppet show that keeps me in stereo gear.
Who have been shanghaied and forced to
the hippest, deepest satire of our generation.
Live on a spaceship, not of their own design or their making.
This would be the satellite of love. This is where we stay, right here. Probably somewhere in
puppets.
This area. Oh,
here,
I've broken it now. See?
Sometimes have an opportunity to go down
here,
into the lower
here,
regions
where the round and the things. So that's
back up through and then down.
That's it.
Being forced to watch some of the most horrible movies ever made, and
it's a guy who sits and watches bad movies and makes fun of them.
And they do all sorts of hijinks.
A evil entity is monitoring the results.
It's the show with the three guys in silhouette in front watching the movie. All right, that show.
We take bad movies and we have characters who sit in front who are silhouetted and they talk back at the movie.
Mystery Science Theater 3000 makes fun of bad movies, pure and simple.
Did I mention we got a Peabody Award? Here's where it all happens.
The nerve center of Best Brains, the heart of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
This is where we earn our paychecks, right here in the studio. This was carved out of a solid block of office warehouse complex in Eden Prairie, and we built it all ourselves, as a matter of fact. Come on, watch your step now. Come on. You're holding the camera. This is something that few people get to see.
Well, unless you watch the show, then you see it all the time.
Well, once you come behind here.
Oh, behind the actual thing.
Because what happens here, let me demonstrate.
This is where a lot of hijinks and shenanigans happen. This is where a lot of ne'er-do-wells do
cutting
up and sending up things right here.
All the backstage shenanigans happen right here. This is Servo's side of the trench, obviously, since Servo usually ends up on that side of the camera. And I stand here with my puppet in hand with one of the many control rods that aren't here right now, so I can't demonstrate. But it's like this. This goes up Servo's business end. And that's how I
this
control
is where I stand, and to remind me, you can see the footprints which tell me which way to face.
Come on back, work the doors with us. Most people think that we actually have a tunnel back here about 48 feet long. But in actuality, these doors open to reveal a green screen with which we do the green screen process that you've probably heard so much about. Show them how it's done, Mike.
Okay. Come in.
Amazing, isn't it? Come on in, Mike. We're just kidding with Mike again.
I kid.
How that works.
Wow, so there's really not the doors there and everything.
So that
you understand.
I think you figured that out. Well,
thank you.
What next? What next? What else can we tell you about ourselves?
What can we tell you about it? Don't date much. Big surprise.
No, let's see.
All right, let's go this way then.
Okay, down. We're going down. Down. Well, let's see, there's Mike.
This big, good-natured blonde guy from Wisconsin.
Mike Nelson, played by Michael J. Nelson.
Mike Nelson is a sap, a poor, hapless
chap.
Pleasant, sort of big brother to the robots.
A temporary worker who...
They needed some typing, and I was lured away from a lucrative position at TGI Fridays. I get to do the bathrooms as well as turn on the dishwasher at night. So it's been a rich career for me.
Who, by mistake rather than by design, is sent into orbit.
He's trapped in a rocket ship with a few robots, being chased by Mrs. Forrester.
Pearl Forrester, who is conducting this rather weird experiment.
Pearl aided with the disappearance of Dr. Forrester.
Well, she's evil because her son was evil, and she's evil too. She's evil in kind of a fun way. Represents sort of a fun sort of evil, I'd say. Here's the Crow station.
Crow and his doppelganger.
You see Crow, who's also named Crow, I believe.
Yes.
Which makes it a very uncanny doppelganger then.
Crow is a wisecracker.
Sort of a wisecracking, smart alecky
Smart alecky.
sort of robot.
A clever little fellow, let's say it that way, with kind of a devilish sense of humor.
I feel a little humbled to be doing it, especially knowing that there are so many MST fans out there who know Trace and are used to Trace and his work and love it.
Trace Ballou, who played Crow, and Dr. Forrester has left the show. Bill Corbett has taken over for Crow.
And I'd say he's done a very admirable job.
I don't know. I guess the main thing I might bring, for better or worse, is that I'm from the East Coast.
The people on the East Coast are very upfront with their attitudes and ideas, so I think we'll see a little more attitude out of Crow.
Since he's from Brooklyn originally, there's a little bit of Brooklynese now in Crow, just a touch that maybe wasn't there before. But
Crow has been injected with 12 vitamins and minerals, so every time you watch, you build muscles 12 ways.
He's constructed of some strange gold alloy I haven't exactly figured out yet. You'll see in his makeup little bits of sporting goods like bowling pins and lacrosse nets and ping pong balls, so he's a sporty guy.
Crow is kind of tricky. He's more complex than Servo because he has, well, not only his head moves, but his eyes move too. You see how that works?
Yeah, that's real complex
Follow
stuff,
you
boy.
wherever you go. So Bill really has his work cut out for him when he
And his
operates
arms
Crow.
move.
No, yeah, but that's only if you knock them.
Rawr.
Only
Rawr.
if you knock them.
See,
Don't knock
oh,
him
sorry,
over.
he's actually propped up there.
This is Servo's workbench. As you see, Tom is here prominently featured. The nice, freshly painted Tom here, all ready to go. New bubblegum machine head, nice new crystal dome, fresh paint on the little engine block. God, he looks good, doesn't he?
God, he looks great.
Yeah, man.
Boy, I could eat him up.
I am the voice and controlling rod operator of Tom Servo. He's a very simple puppet.
Tom Servo, who's more of a worldly Renaissance robot, although considers himself quite a ladies' man.
Servo's a great singer.
A small robot with just a big sense of himself.
Servo takes himself pretty seriously.
More pompous.
Servo's pretty pompous.
He's pretty inflated.
The show was going to be called Tom Servo's Mystery Science Theater 3000, but those discussions never went anywhere. It wasn't really my fault. Well, moving on.
Yeah.
Gypsy,
Do we have an...
we'll show the furry little monster that we have here.
Well, this is the furry little monster that we have here. Actually, the satellite of love hits this monster. It's roadkill. And it begins to eat and digest Crow on an upcoming episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Very funny. And why, here's Gypsy.
Gentle Gypsy, the all-knowing, wise, and somewhat silent leader of the robotic trio.
Jim has to work Gypsy, and it's very difficult because Gypsy weighs a ton. And so Jim has to, I hope I don't wreck your microphone here, Jim has to,
Oh, sorry.
that's really cute. Jim has to put this around his shoulders like this. And, do you mind?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So Jim's really going to be cheesed when we find out you stepped all over
Jim
his
works really hard at
his
Gypsy.
segment. And then this gets plugged in somewhere. I'm not quite, there it is, quite sure where, which allows Gypsy's light to go on there, you see? Hello, I'm Gypsy, you see, and I fit in this little socket on it, and Jim works me, and he's really nice, and he does a great job of me, and gee, I can't wait to be on the show
But
this
seriously,
season.
though, I mean, if I could say something serious
I don't
for
do
a moment.
Gypsy well.
The effort that is put into each and every show, it's not just one person. It's so many people. And we'd like to thank... Sorry. All right, well.
Very nice. Hi! Here we are at the legendary Mystery Science Theater Planet, which is behind the wall that, well, now we know you think that we just shoot this out in the stars, but actually we take little pieces of reflective tape and we stick them onto the walls. And
you could do this at home if you like and pretend you are in the stars. This is actually not here right now. This has been digitally inserted, and you can see how my hand actually looks like it's passing in front of the digital globe.
Because it's texture mapped, and so
it's
it
texture
stays.
mapped, and this
even
can be
though
enlarged. Why don't the digital editors enlarge this right now? Guys?
See how they...
Well, they must not be there, but you know.
It's been rasterized too.
Yes, exactly. And look at that, how much action we can get out of it.
It's very lively. It's very live and convincing.
Editors fooling around there. You can see someone doodled on my face. That's really funny.
Oh, this is really the heart of the whole show.
This is the heart and soul of it all, right here.
The writing room. We watch the TV here and throw comments at the screen while we're watching whatever movie's on, and we write all our comments down on the computer here.
It's a lot of fun.
We can probably catch a comment right now if we look, and here we are. Here's one of the fine jokes that you'll be seeing this season on Mystery Science Theater. Don't look at my underpants. Don't look at my underpants. See, what makes it funny is
that was handcrafted over a series of weeks.
It's the repetition, the call and response. Don't look at my underpants.
Funny, but then add another one.
Don't look at my underpants.
See, then it gets funnier. That's the things you'd learn if you hung around here.
So the writing room at Mystery Science Theater 3000. Now let's take a look at this.
Best brains.
This is really the heart and the soul of the whole show, even though I said the studio
I thought the other part was
the heart and the soul. I lied about it. It's actually
the writing room was the heart and the soul.
Oh, there's that too. This has a big
one of the
heart
hearts and the souls of the place.
As you look down these hallways here, you'll see props from all 8 seasons of Mystery Science Theater 3000, and a lot of the new props that we're using here at the Sci-Fi Channel are the ones that are closest to Penguin, which is another amazing piece of marvelous computer-generated imagery, which I can move it around. And
if you could look down this row here, which I don't think you should do, you'll see all the dead writers that we've used over the years.
The all-new sci-fi mystery science. Well, the basic premise is still the same, that we make fun of bad motion pictures.
We've got a lot of plot changes and better movies, I think, is the best thing going for it. The Sci-Fi Channel has better movies than we had at the other one.
Bolder, it's going to be bigger, it's going to be crisper, it's lighter in some ways, it's sort of fluffy, it's got the egg whites are whipped this time around instead of just mixing the whole eggs into the show.
You like monkeys? Because there's going to be a lot of monkeys on this show. Spider monkeys, macaques, lots of simians.
It's creamier, it's juicier.
We have just so much more going on.
Some surprises. If I talk about it, they'd have to kill me.
We're going to have a lot of fun with the conventions of science fiction.
New sets, new lighting and stuff. It's just better.
I can't get any more specific than that because I'll give it away.
But there's a whole plot thing going on. Dr. Forrester is explained away. You have to tune in and watch.
Am I really supposed to answer this question?
No, it's inherently better because it's on the Sci-Fi Channel.
I don't think we'll ever run out of bad movies.
The nice thing is that Hollywood makes probably more of those in a given year than they make good ones.
Somebody's going to shell out the money and make them, and it'll be our painful duty to look at them and laugh at them and expose them for what they are.
No, we will never run out of bad movies, because for every one that we've done, we've looked at 20 possibilities.
We'll never run out of bad movies. If we do, we'll have to get real jobs.
Folks, trust us when we say that we're going to bring you the only show on the Science Fiction Channel that has puppets making fun of films. I guarantee that.
Thanks for watching. We're happy to be home, and we hope to be here for quite a while.